Gentlemen, let's broaden our minds.
The truth shall set you free.
You can't handle the truth.
We came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
That's not how the Force works. Oh, really? You're cold?
I'm gonna make him an offer again.
I'd buy that for $1.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
Hasta la vista, baby. I don't have friends. I got family.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
I can do this all day.
Yeah, I know.
Hello and welcome to the Creative Control Movie Podcast. We're back with another trailer reaction, and I'm joined today with Neil and Sasha, and today we're going to be looking at the new Dune trailer. So this is, trailer 2, but Warner Brothers are calling it the official main trailer. So we're going to click on it now and get started. 3, 2, 1, let's go.
My planet Arrakis is so beautiful when the sun is low. Rolling over the sands, you can see spice in the air. The outsiders ravage our lands in front of our eyes. Their cruelty to my people is all I've known. What's to become of our world?
A boy.
Duncan, can I trust you with something?
Yes, always. You know that.
I've been having dreams about a girl on Arrakis. I don't know what it means.
Dreams make good stories. But everything important happens when we're awake. Hey, you. Put on some muscle?
I did?
No.
We are House Atreides. There is no call we do not answer. There is no faith that we betray.
Smile, Gurney.
I am smiling.
The Emperor asks us to bring peace to Arrakis. House Atreides accepts!
I know you. There's something awakening in my mind.
You need to face your fears.
Come with me. You need to be ready. You've never met Harkonnens before. They're not human, they're brutal.
The Duke's son sees too much.
This is what I do. Kill them all. God in heaven.
Get everything with guns off the ground! Go!
This is an extermination. They're picking my family off one by one.
Let's fight like demons.
Dad, what if I'm not the future of House Atreides?
A great man doesn't seek to lead. He's called to it. But if your answer is no, you'll still be the only thing I ever needed you to be. My son.
If anything happens, will you protect Paul?
With my life.
Only together can we stand a chance.
It's time.
Business. Round of applause for that trailer. I have to say that is a really good trailer. So I mean, I've never read the book, and to be honest, I've not seen the original film. So this is all new to me in terms of the story, the concept, and everything. I think the trailer does a fairly good job of letting you know what that story is going into it, which is good. Gives me that little bit of a hook and an understanding. Visually, it's just stunning. The visuals, the cinematography, the effects, the just everything about it just looks magnificent. Really, really good. I got some different vibes at different points. I got some Gladiator vibes. Got some well, there's Power Ranger vibes at the end, I have to say, in those suits. they look like the Power Ranger, you know, from the movie version of the remake. So it just look like those. But and just an amazing cast. The talent there is just incredible. So Sasha, I know you're a big, huge Dune fan, so you'll probably got a lot to say about it. So what I'll do is I'm going to go to Neil first. Neil, are you a Dune fan? Have you read the books? Are you a fan of the original movie?
Any of the books. I watched the original film when I was in uni, and I remember that Sting isn't it. That's as far as I go. But to me, this film, judging from that trailer, I mean, I'm a little disappointed, Sash, that you actually just pulled your curtain, because from where it was, the way the light was shining on you, you looked like you were there, man. But yeah, like from this trailer, I feel like this could be, I'm gonna say, arguably, easily top 3 film of the year.
Wow. Okay.
Because just from that trailer, and I know it's a high praise to give a trailer, but I'm essentially going into it fresh because I really don't remember anything I saw. And just the trailer alone, it looks like expertly cast. Every actor that you saw, just from a trailer, they look like, yeah, they're playing the role that was no one else could have done that role better.
Yeah.
You know, from, you know, Josh Brolin to Jason Momoa, right? Even Rebecca Ferguson, them little tiny, like, she was in the trailer, 4 seconds? And even her, the way she looked, embodied that role. But I'm saying this as someone who has next to no memory of the original film or any memory of the books.
Yeah.
But no, it just, and visually, it really did look stunning. Like that first shot of the spaceship where when she says, like, they came to our world, right? And that first shot of a ship, it was just like, yeah.
There was the shot of the ship just above the sort of like the green landscape and the waters and stuff like that, and that reminded me very much of Arrival, which is the same director. It's Denis Villeneuve, yeah. So yeah, that definitely brought back some thoughts about that movie and stuff like that. I mean, he's got a stellar catalogue, definitely. And so Sasha, what were your thoughts on the trailer and your hopes for the movie?
Okay, let me clear up a few things. Like, okay, so Dune, for me, I got introduced to it through the video game that was based on the movie, the Amiga game. And then Dune 2, which became Command and Conquer, if you ever played those games. I never really played much of Command and Conquer, but I played Dune 2 a lot. So from there, I was around the right age to read the book. I read the book, and then I watched the film, the original David Lynch film, and I thought it was shite. But that's because I came out of reading the book, and fair enough, the game was based on it, if you know what I mean. But like the game and the book went so much more in depth, and it was a bigger story. And the film, it told like the whole novel of the book, but a lot of stuff was cut out. A lot of stuff, a lot of integral stuff. And then you find out years later that they actually filmed like a 4-hour version of that film. And I think it was intended to be shortened down like all films were. And then the studio got involved and they cut it down to a normal runtime. And I think there are special editions of the director's cuts, but they've never been David Lynch's one. I think David Lynch doesn't really care about the film
revisiting it.
Yeah, exactly. He's just like, well, they fucked it, so like next, you know what I mean? And you know, it's, you know, I looked at it a few years back, as well, because everyone's like, oh, it's a classic, and you're into sci-fi. So I watched it, and I still thought it was shit. And even worse, it was one of those films where I revisited it, and the visual effects do not hold up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when you think of stuff at the era it was in, David Lynch turned down Return of the Jedi to work on that. And I'm just like, rah, like, you were right when you told George Lucas your science fiction ain't your thing, because boy, the only thing good about it was the cast. The cast was really good.
Mm-hmm.
There's no fault on the actors. I'm pretty sure if I'd seen the longer version of it, I probably would have liked it a lot more, if that makes sense. But
a bit more satisfied.
I've just never been a fan of that film. So like, you know, there was a TV miniseries that came out in the 2000s. I think it was Sci-Fi Channel. That was pretty good. That was all right. And that even went beyond the first book. It went into the second book and, you know, a little bit more. I think there was 3 of them or something. And yeah, they were all right, but they were limited by the technology. You know what I mean? Like,
and also probably budget, you know, Sci-Fi Channel.
Exactly.
So
exactly, budget and whatnot. So then, about 6, maybe 7 years ago, okay, I'd already seen Sicario. I'd already seen what else did I see? Arrival,
yeah,
and a couple of and Prisoners,
yeah,
and what's that? 1 or 2 other films of his prior before Hollywood, and basically. You hear this is his dream project and that's what he wants to do. And before doing this, he's doing Blade Runner. I was like, whoa, okay, well, I like you, but like, I'd much rather see you do Dune than Blade Runner, because Blade Runner is going to give me a bad taste for Dune, if that makes sense. Now, here's the thing with Blade Runner. My stance on Blade Runner 2049, that is the worst film he's ever directed. And I don't mean that as a bad thing. If that's the worst he could ever do, do you see what I mean?
It's still a higher bar than a lot of others.
It's a higher bar than a lot of other things. I have my issues with 2049 myself, but I'll leave that for another podcast.
Was it more story you had issues, or do you think it was more direction?
Oh, shall we go on here? No, it was never the direction. It was never anything. Okay. I think it was a case of it was a film that never needed to be made, I felt.
Right.
I was always going to be like that because they're answering a question. You know,
and I know a lot answering,
that didn't need answering. And I know a lot of people will be like, oh, well, he was blatantly a replicant. Spoiler, Deckard's a replicant. It's like about 4 years too late. You know, people be like, oh, but it was so obvious he was a replicant. But it was like obvious depending which version you saw. You know, if you saw the theatrical one, it's very nonchalant, very kind of
a bit more interpretation.
Yeah, exactly. And then even though he puts the extra footage with the unicorn and you get the little origami at the end showing, oh shit, maybe, you know, he's a replica. It's never confirmed officially. It's hinted towards. It's not in your face. It's not a confirmation. So the debate is still there. And you know, do you want that question answered to a perfect movie, a perfect sci-fi movie that has basically, you don't want that answer.
No.
And I liked Blade Runner, the latest Blade Runner, but
2049.
But you know, because of that, it was like, it was a good film. It was a good film, but I didn't hate it. You know what I mean? I could have very easily have hated it. I didn't hate it, but you know, OG Blade Runner is still the one for me. But yeah, moving on to this, you hear he's directing it, and I'm like, oh shit, this could be something. And then it's not even that. About 5-6 years ago, whenever first mentioned, he said he'd only do it if they do it right. If they split the first book up into 2 movies, and that he has guaranteed that he directs the second one.
Yeah.
Okay. And not only that, like he's done movies in between, you know, for, you know, 5-6 years ago, 7 years ago, he's done quite a few films in between that time. He's been working on the screenplay since that time. This has been carefully crafted for a good couple of years. This is a passion project. It's not like a like, fair enough, it is a studio property, but the studio didn't put a gun to his head going, we need it now on this date, blah, blah, blah. If anything, he's had a little bit more time to work on it because of COVID.
Yeah, well, the last thing he directed was Blade Runner 2049, and that was 2017. So this was obviously due to come out, was it December last year? December 2020.
Right.
So, and obviously this was a long production, you know, in terms of After Effects and stuff like that. But there was definitely some rumblings when Warner's announced that all their movies are going to go to HBO Max. He was very upset. You know,
and I don't
he was
blame
just
him.
like, he was like, this is supposed to be on the big screen. He didn't want it going to that platform. And I think then there would have been questions whether he came back to do a second one, if it's greenlit, or whether it's actually being confirmed, you know, in the back anyway. So I think he definitely pushed back on Warner Brothers to make sure that this was released in cinemas.
Well, it has to be, because here's the thing though, if it went straight to streaming, you've killed the franchise before it even started. You know, you could look at the numbers for Black Widow. Yeah, Black Widow, it's had the widow's death, man. You know, at the box office, I mean, like 80% drop in its second week. Sure, it made 60 million on Disney Plus, but you're taken away from the main box office result. It's not going to make the $1 billion, because you got to understand, Black Widow's you know, had this pandemic never happened, coming off Endgame, coming off Spider-Man Far From Home, guaranteed $1 billion movie.
It should have been, yeah.
Yeah, it should have been.
And the thing is about the Disney Plus, you know, purchases, that doesn't count for your repeat viewings. So many people have gone back to see this 2 or 3 times as big fans.
Exactly.
And if they purchase on Disney Plus, you've taken that away, you know.
And for families, it's a family day out. You know what I mean? So, but you know,
so it's just in terms of the trailer. Then, what did you enjoy? What didn't you like about it, or was there anything you didn't like about it?
Man, I love the scope. I love the cinematography. I love the scene where you see the spice, where she talks about how you see the spice and then you see the spice. And I was like, wow, that's a really cool visual and a way of doing it, because I've never seen stuff like that before. I liked how they kept the same. I can't remember the name of the ships, but he has a ship that he flies in, and it kind of looks like a dragonfly, and they look shit in that fucking David Lynch film. But anyway, that's the effects of the time. But you know, they looked fantastic. You know, I like what was it? Jason Momoa's character. You get to see a bit more of what he's about and stuff. So I really like that. I like, what's it? Now that I know that, I like the Josh Brolin character, because like he looked more like the book. You know, it felt more like the novel than the Patrick Stewart character. Not that Patrick Stewart did it bad. You know, Patrick Stewart's just Patrick Stewart. You know what I mean? Doing his thing. But with Josh Brolin, you know, kind of add something there. Yeah, cast stellar cast. I like that you can see more of the Fremen. The Fremen are the people that live on Dune. They actually mine the spice and stuff. That's Zendaya's character's race kind of thing. And then it was good to see more of her, even though I don't think she's going to be in the movie that long if it's just the first half of the book.
Right.
I don't think she's going to be in the movie that long, personally. But that's just me assuming, unless they add stuff. I don't know. But yeah, really looking forward to this. I've been looking forward to it for a while. I'm glad. For me, the last trailer was fine, but obviously I get, for people that don't know anything about Dune, it didn't really give anything away. You know what I mean?
No, it didn't. No,
yeah,
no.
It was just
this,
cool
this had to
visuals.
give it more to the casual audience.
Yeah, exactly.
And
I think
for people like me, you know, so again, I watched the first trailer. I was like, this all looks really cool. Don't really know too much about it.
Yeah, totally.
This one was like, right, I get it now. I'm in for it. So
yeah, totally. So that's my stance, man. I can't wait. It looks like big sci-fi, a reason to go to the cinema rather than watch it on your shitty fucking TV screen at home, even though mine's 4K and ain't that bad. But like, yeah. But yeah, if you saw the video before that Ken put up, it was literally, I didn't log on Call of Duty during my lunch break because I had to watch the Dune trailer, and then I played the game. And that's my pure initial thoughts kind of thing. But like, yeah, this looks epic. Can't wait. But in terms of films of the year, sorry, this is my anticipated film of the year kind of thing. There is no second or third. Nothing. If they get this right, this is Star Wars level of goodness. So
wow, cool.
Yeah,
all
Star
right.
Wars, Lord of the Rings, all that shit.
It does have a kind of, and this is not me knocking anyone, but it does kind of have a feeling of almost being like, you know, what Tolkien did for, you know, your fantasy involving dragons and horses and things is like I forget the author's name, but just from the trailer of this, it's like, oh yeah, this is what he did when he went to space with it. And it's almost like, this is what Star Wars, or this is what more recently, say Avatar, this is what they wish they were.
Yeah.
You talk of scope, when you look at like just the scope of what we've seen, like, yeah, you wish you were that deep, you wish you were that marvelous, you wish you were that awe-inspiring. But there was one bit in the trailer I didn't like, because I don't know, I mean, like, don't confirm it or not, but so I noticed in the trailer when you saw Josh Brolin, or you saw a number of other characters fighting, like hand-to-hand fighting, and like the pin around them, and then there was a shot of Oscar Isaacs, and he looked like he was in the middle of a fight, and his kind of aura around him was red, and he had a little something up on his shoulder, which kind of led me to thinking, like, do you die? Like, you know, and I was like, I don't want to confirm.
Okay. I mean, it might be, yeah, exactly. It might be spoilers here. So,
yeah, you don't want to know, man.
Yeah. So, I mean, when I first looked at it, I thought it might be holograms, but then when I looked at it again, I thought it might be like force fields or something like that. So, we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, Sasha knows, but we won't
I could destroy it right now, but I'm not going to for you two. But one thing that I wanted to see more of, actually. One thing I kind of liked in the first film was the look of Baron Vladimir Harkonnen, who's the main villain. You don't really see him in this trailer other than one shot where he's kind of floating. So I was like, okay. Yeah, in the original film, he's a big fat guy, and he's kind of monstrous in that film. And I kind of like the look of it in that film. Obviously, this is a different take, and obviously, I'm not expecting to get that. But I wanted to see more of what they've done, because I know it's Stellan Skarsgård. I know you got him a bit more in the first trailer where you had close-ups of his face, but I wanted to see full body just to see whether they've done anything with that, or whether it's just a normal dude or whatnot. So
well, they got to hold some stuff back. So
yeah, I guess
okay, so that was our reaction to the Dune trailer. Make sure you check out other trailer reactions on YouTube of the Creative Control podcast. You can check our playlist, and we've got a specific one for trailer reactions. But check out all our other episodes as well, and we do trailer reactions, movie reviews, and obviously our weekly bi-weekly topics. So thank you very much for joining me, guys, and until next time, peace out.